Unsung heroes, women nurses, in the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War is often remembered for its brutal combat, political controversy, and the widespread anti-war sentiment it sparked back home. Yet one of the most overlooked aspects of this conflict is the critical role played by women, particularly the nurses who served in the war zone. These women, often young and inexperienced in the horrors of war, faced unimaginable challenges and made tremendous sacrifices. Their stories are a testament to courage, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of those who serve in the most trying of circumstances. The role of women nurses. During the Vietnam War, approximately 11,000 American women served in various capacities, with about 90% of them working as military nurses. These women were stationed in makeshift hospitals, field stations, and evacuation units, often near the front lines where the fighting was most intense. They dealt with the consequences of guerrilla warfare, handling mass casualties from ambushes, firefights, and bombings. These nurses worked under grueling conditions. They often found themselves performing complex medical procedures in poorly equipped facilities with limited supplies and constant pressure. The workload was relentless. A single nurse might care for dozens of severely wounded soldiers in a single shift. The emotional toll was just as severe. They witnessed the brutality of war firsthand, treating soldiers with horrific injuries, many of whom were only teenagers. The nurses formed deep bonds with their patients, and the loss of those they cared for was profoundly personal and heartbreaking. Challenges and sacrifices. The nurses faced numerous challenges beyond the battlefield. The military environment was heavily male-dominated, and many women encountered sexism and discrimination. Additionally, the psychological impact of their experiences was immense. They were dealing with the trauma of war, while also battling the isolation of being far from home, often in a foreign and hostile environment. Moreover, the return home for these women was particularly challenging. Unlike their male counterparts, women veterans of the Vietnam War were often not recognized for their service. They returned to a country divided by anti-war sentiment, where their contributions were largely ignored and their trauma was misunderstood or dismissed. Many suffered from what we now recognize as PTSD, but at the time, support systems for women veterans were virtually non-existent. Legacy and recognition. It took decades for the contributions of these women to be formally recognized. In 1993, the Vietnam Women's Memorial was dedicated in Washington, D.C. To honor the women who served. This recognition was a long overdue acknowledgement of the vital role women played in the Vietnam War and the sacrifices they made. The legacy of these nurses is one of profound bravery and dedication. They not only saved countless lives, but also paved the way for future